Alina, that was a mouthful. I got to tell you, you got a longer title every single day. It's really something. And I missed something in your title, which is Happy Birthday! It's Alina Habba's birthday!
It's my birthday. I'm back in the fake Biden Oval on my birthday just for you, Benny. This is where we had that show and I was like, film it. I can't believe I'm in here. Well, I'm back at it again. I will miss the fake Oval while I'm in New Jersey, but I'm honored with what a birthday gift. What a birthday gift from the president.
Any milk of magnesia or any wheelchairs? Did they clean up?
No, I think the wheelchairs they put back in the medic unit at the EOB, and we now have a president that doesn't need all of that assistance. So this is solely for press and things of that nature. And no, he actually uses his real Oval Office. It's tremendous.
That's right. Just a note on this, because we weren't exactly sure where you were last time, and then you filmed that video, and that went thermonuclear viral. It's been seen by millions.
Yeah.
You have a penchant for this, and why? Just since we, this, you're going to move on to this big position, but got to ask why? Since you're there inside of the fake Oval Office, why would they do this to Joe Biden? What's your assessment? It seems like an act in humiliation. It seems like an act to simply.
No, I think he needed assistance. Honestly, I think that he needed assistance. This is you can manage. I wish I could turn the film around, but I'll explain to you what I'm sitting in.
We'll grab the clip.
There are screens. There's lighting. There are, if I wanted or needed a teleprompter, which I do not because I also have my mental faculties, but it is a stage. It is a true stage. And I'm sitting in it thinking, as a president, other than to do a TV show, in which case, you maybe want to change the lighting or whatever, or, how these go. The fact that they had to put him in this scenario that is controlled, where I have a camera in front of me, where there is not free press in this room right now, where it's right across from the White House, just so everybody understands. I literally walk across the street and it's on the ground floor. So he didn't have to walk up any steps to get into the fake Oval. And it's controlled space. It's truly a movie set, right? And you're sitting here going, why would a president need to always have this kind of control and this kind of narrative? And the reality is it's because I don't think he had any control over his own mind, in my opinion. I don't think that he had control over the Oval. I think that he was a puppet. And we've seen that with a ton of things. We've seen that with the auto signature. We've seen that when you see Jill Biden sitting in. Jill should not be sitting in the cabinet meetings. We don't see Melania sitting in cabinet meetings running the show. She is at FLOTUS. She is amazing and doing her own thing. But Jill was truly running it, along with, in my opinion and guess, probably some former presidents and administrators. But this is it's weird. It's just weird. Like, it's not weird for me to come in here and do a show with you. It's weird that the president was constantly coming in and out of this place where they actually can change. If you see in that video on the left and the right, there's screens, so they can make it look like he's actually not in a studio, but that there's windows, and they would put fake windows up that would look like there was, trees in the background and things like that. There are no trees. I am in the ground floor of a building right across from the White House. It's crazy.
It's an entire fake world that they've built around
staged.
Joe Biden.
Just staged.
So we just did 2 hours of a hearing inside of the Senate, Intel hearing. Cash was there, Tulsi was there, Ratcliffe was there. And you knew, pretty shocking timing, Alina, that there's this Atlantic piece. It is really just made for TV. And this was what every Democrat wanted to talk about. And obviously this is what so many people are talking about. The official White House opinion on this: President Trump says he has full confidence in Mike Waltz, and Carolyn Leavitt has been out with details about what was going on, saying there was zero classification inside of these signal chats. How did this journalist get added? This guy is a obvious hoaxer, who's a real scumbag. We don't like Jeff Goldberg, but
I don't even have his number.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to journalists all the time. I don't have his number. I've never spoken to him as far as I can recall. If I have, he didn't make much of an impression on me. But I don't know. And because there's currently a hearing, I'm not going to speak to that. I'm going to let them address it. I will say that we have heard testimony for your listeners that have been watching that said that there is an appropriate method used for some communications. This is an approved way. I don't know how he got added or what happened there, but I work with Mike Waltz. I work with the individuals that were on that group every day. We also heard from Ratcliffe that this was not top secret. They try and spin things and say, oh, there was a CIA agent named. Well, he's not an undercover agent. And actually the name was so that they could refer to High Side, which is our system to have top secret communications outside of those that we. So it's just, I'm going to defer to the testimony, but I'll say this is a lot to do about nothing. And at the same time, the narratives and their excitement to have this whole orchestrated, oh my God, nothing leaked before. We saw that this was something that happened. They're going to answer those questions. Unlike the last administration, they're not avoiding answering questions. They're sitting in front of these individuals. They're going to get berated and do what they do best and make a TV series about the White House. But, things happen and we'll see what they say. I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like, again, you're sitting here in the fake Oval Office. The DOJ said that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and incapacitated and couldn't stand trial, and nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
And
nobody cared. Nobody cared. Real problems. Like, we didn't have a sitting president. We had somebody who was mentally, not doing well. I mean, that's being polite, frankly. His mental decline was evident. People hid it from the American people, and he was running our great nation. But you want to make a signal chat about, with high-level officials, a massive thing. I mean, there are leaks, by the way, all the time. That is part of the world that we live in. And I just see this as another showman's thing by the Democrat Party, who, by the way, needed something to have because they've been losing tremendously. I mean, their best bet right now is AOC. That's where their team has gone. So, I'm not surprised that they're taking this to another level. That's what they like to do.
AOC, and I mean, don't miss the rising star, Alina, Jasmine Crockett. Okay,
Crockett.
Yes.
Crockett. What is she doing? The best was, did you see, Benny, that she said, they asked her what she was working on? Like, in your job, what are you working on currently to advance your constituents, to advance the American people? What are you actively working on? And her response was nothing. I know it's not political for me to say this, but I'm not working on anything other than stopping and trying to be a pain in the neck and doing TV shows, which are really, frankly, ruining her brand, and if she had one. And then that's what you literally said. You're not doing anything but trying to stop and be a curmudgeon and a pain in the neck, and it's insane. I mean, the things I'm seeing are insane. I mean, was she part of was she the one dancing down the halls? Was that her, that they not like us thing? Yes, that was her. That's right. Lovely. So, that's what we want to see from our people.
So she's danced into my feed over the last couple of 12 hours by one threatening Elon Musk, saying she wants him to be taken out for her birthday present.
I hope she tries that. I hope she tries that in the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
Next week. Try that.
Okay. Let's go there. I mean, are you going to allow Tesla dealerships to be burned to the ground and for people who are purchasing these products to be harassed? It does seem like a massive civil rights violation, right? Like, isn't this targeted? This is clearly targeting, and it's bigoted.
It's terrible. What Elon has sacrificed to be here, I consider him a friend, and I'm disappointed in the American people. Their behavior is inappropriate and frankly illegal if you're going to start spray painting and defacing and targeting Teslas. It's ironic to me that the left-wing media used to say, we're ruining the environment. We should all be driving electric cars. Everyone's buying a Tesla. And now the man is cleaning up the economic issues and fraud here in this country and taking money out of those same people, those same politicians' pockets, because they were funneling them through different angles and different avenues that he's exposed. And now all of a sudden, Tesla bad man, Tesla bad, Elon bad. They don't even know what they stand for. So I don't know whether they're all going to start buying G-Wagons with all the money they made and gas guzzling now and flying private. They're just talk out of both sides of their mouth. What do these people stand for?
So will you be prosecuting not just the terrorists, but the people who are funding them? Because I believe that that's actually how you get to the heart of the issue here.
I actually agree with that firmly. I think that you have to look, you always follow the money. If what I've read is true, and obviously Pam Bondi is leading the charge on this, first and foremost, we have to get rid of serious crime. New Jersey, unfortunately, has serious crime. Secondly, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to look at what's happening in Paterson with that mayor, what's happening with police officers taking their American flags off and wearing Palestinian flags. Not happening. Then we're going to look at who's funding this, of course. And this is a bigger issue. This is an issue in our entire country. But for the state of New Jersey, I plan to completely follow Pam's lead, follow the president's lead in terms of getting rid of fraud, waste, corruption, and crime. And it's such an honor, truly. I was kind of blindsided by it. I love it here at the White House, but I'm excited for this opportunity. And nobody understands how much we have to fight and get the legal system back in check and get America to feel like the DOJ is there for them, not for their own political gain. And that's my mission, is really just to work hand in hand with Pam and the FBI, Cash, and the president, and make sure New Jersey's strong.
You mentioned Paterson. We had this article ready. This is something that we've covered a lot on the program. This is such an egregious violation of the rights of the people of New Jersey, where the mayor of Paterson, the head of the city council, collude in order to remove mail-in ballots from people's mailboxes, fill them out themselves, and then vote for those people. And they did this to hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals. They're under indictment right now. This is just one of many, many cases of voter fraud in New Jersey, a state where the last gubernatorial race was decided by just like a handful of votes, and a state that has a large contingency of people that hate the direction of the state itself, and are like good, obviously like strong patriots. It's a patriotic state. How are you going to confront this? I mean, what are you going to do to these individuals who are so openly committing voter fraud?
Well, see, here's the blessing about where I came from. I came from seeing the president's witch hunt on the hush money case, seeing the president's witch hunt on the quote unquote fraud Letitia James case, then being part of a campaign where our focus at the RNC was to truly make sure voter integrity in this country is preserved so that we don't become a third world country. And I will tell you, anything in my jurisdiction, if you are planning on behaving in any way other than law abiding, I'm coming for you. I will not have it. America needs to start. New Jersey is an incredibly populated state. It's a heavily populated state. And I'm going to try and set a serious example, the same example that frankly Pam and Cash and the president have been setting here. And if you screw around with the law, if you screw around with our justice system, if you mess around with the Constitution, with our normal due process, with our normal voting, with our elections, that is a crime that we will not turn a blind eye on. And I plan on prosecuting those individuals very heavily and very quickly.
Excellent. This is something that obviously is a massive problem in the state of New Jersey. I think a state that could, I think a state that deserves a lot better than it's currently.
They do. Yeah. It's my home, and it's been neglected, I think, in a lot of ways. I think that poor leadership has definitely been a problem. I think there's a lot of political corruption in our state, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, good. Okay, so people who commit voter fraud are going to jail in the state of New Jersey.
Yes, you will be going to jail. If you commit any crime in this state, you will be going to jail. You will fully be prosecuted, and I will be supporting our men in blue for doing their job. They will have my full support always to get out there and get violent criminals, get all criminals off the streets. There's no one that cares more about it than me. My children are being raised in that state, and I'm happy to go home and help my people out.
Boy, you're going to hurt the brand of the state of New Jersey, Alina. The Sopranos, right? Like, Godfather. You clean that state up, you're really going to hurt the brand. What's HBO going to make a series on if you clean the state up?
They can make a series about how I'm going to make New Jersey great again.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful state. It really is. But there's some dark spots that need to be fixed.
So let's talk about that. You talked about your children, raising them in New Jersey. It's wonderful to be close to home. I couldn't imagine doing the show away from my children. This is something that you've made a lot of news about recently, and it is now, according to Breitbart, the FBI furiously going through on a frenzied mission to redact the Epstein files ahead of release. Can you please give us a update here? You did this last time. You previewed this actually last time and said know that there is work being done right now and that everything that we've heard is accurate. Just a really quick update, and then what you will do as a prosecutor if one of these individuals resides in New Jersey.
They better watch out. I have zero tolerance for any of this. Look, here's number one, and I keep saying this. We cannot be careless. This is not reckless administration. We are looking at everything very, very carefully. We have to, number one, make sure that we preserve witnesses who unfortunately are victims. A lot of these people are victims. Make sure their identities and their protection. And you have to get a lot of things in place. If you have a witness in a case, on a murder case, we sometimes put them in witness protection. We sometimes make sure that we have to take care of the poor victims that have been through so much already. That's number one. So that's the first priority. And then we look at the underlying issues. Now, you have to make sure also we bring valid cases. You cannot bring frivolous lawsuits. If anybody knows anything about frivolous lawsuits, it's me and Pam and the DOJ that we currently have. We will not do that. But those people that are criminals, those people that were crossing state lines and trafficking those girls or having sex with minors will be prosecuted. There is just no, pornography, all of that. As you know, human trafficking was a main focus of mine while I was here, and I plan on still helping with that cause. I have some executive orders in the pipeline to help the, Homeland Security and HHS and all those departments get the things that they need to really go after them. And actually, my request of the president, which he was all on board with, is to make sure that the penalty is much harder for anybody who is violating any crime of moral turpitude. And that is the worst crime. Those are terrible to me. I mean, the taking of a child's life in a way, robbing them of their childhood and raping somebody like that is just disgusting.
It'd be absolutely wonderful to see you in this position. We're so thrilled for you. We're so excited about it. And as a parting question, we just have to, since you name dropped it, our producers grabbed it. Here's the dancing clip, Jasmine Crockett. She's making a ton of news right now, calling the governor of Texas, her state, Governor Hot Wheels. He's been, this is Greg Abbott, he's wheelchair bound. This is blowing up right now. Just getting your comment on this. If you're talking about morality and raising the standards in this country, that seems like an unbelievably offensive thing to do from Jasmine.
How's she not embarrassed? That's so embarrassing. I don't know. That's just really embarrassing. You're not at your home with your kids. And listen, I'm on social media. I do things on social media. I'm a social media presence, but I most certainly, when I came to the White House, didn't start dancing down the halls and filming it you have to have some decorum. You have to have some respect for your office. Now, everybody's entitled to their private life, and sometimes social media merges the two, but that is in your office. This is not a joke. You are being paid by American people, and you are instead orchestrating a dance-off with your team and to Kendrick Lamar. I don't understand what was going on there, what was part of her thought process. But again, this is somebody that went on national television, I think it was last night or yesterday, and said, I am not pushing forward anything new. I'm just here to prevent things and be a disruptor. But you're also evidently here to do dance-offs in Congress or wherever the hell she was. It's embarrassing. I would be embarrassed for her. I feel embarrassed for her, truly.
And call her Governor Hot Wheels, even though he's been paralyzed.
That's the most disgusting thing, by the way. You're hitting somebody who is hurt, and then she has no compass, no moral compass. I have nothing to say about her that is good. And the fact that I'm trying to restrict myself from using language that would be inappropriate in the White House, I can just tell her, shame on you. You're disgusting. You should be ashamed of your behavior. And the way that you are just demeaning somebody who is handicapped, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Well, let's hope she doesn't do it in your state, as you said.
Oh, no,
I hope New Jersey.
Come on in.
Congratulations.
No, she's a disgrace. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Alina. Please follow along. Obviously, 600,000 Americans already do. The great Alina Habba heading back to clean up her home state. Godspeed. Our prayers are with you.
Thank you.